We work with a lot of wholesalers, and as I watch these deals go through, I'll often think, damn, these folks would be so much better at what they do if they just changed this. Should I tell them? Nah, screw them. Let them figure it out themselves. But that changes today. I'm going to stop gatekeeping, and I'm going to give you guys some pro tips to help you get more deals, close more deals, and increase the spreads on the deals that you do close. Put more money in your pocket. So it's going to be a good session if you ever want to do a wholesale deal, even as an aside to your rental properties or as a way to get started to be able to afford more rental properties. Major pro tips in this session, things that we use to make much more money than the average wholesaler does. So listen up. Now we're going to kickstart this session with a giveaway. It's going to be 25 free copies of anything from the ACE Toolkit store, including the legendary rental property calculator. You could reach that store through InvestwithACE.com or just my link in bio on our socials, or this link floating over my head if you're watching this on YouTube. It's first come, first serve. This code goes fast. You're going to enter it at checkout. It's all lowercase, one word, get good. GETGOOD. Hurry up and come on back and watch the rest of the video. It does not work for the Virtual Investor's Guide. The course has never been discounted. It's too much of a value already. It's the cost of a single home inspection. And it actually works for wholesalers too, because get this, we're basically a premium, like a white glove wholesale business with flip margins. And we took our business model and then turned it into this consumer course that we sell off to you guys. We actually use it to train our acquisitions reps here so they can go and get deals that we make nice fat spreads on. We have a new guy that started this week. He's actually still going through the course right now, and then just set them loose and go, hey, use what you learned. So crazy value there. You can get to that through the link floating over my head or our website, InvestwithACE.com also. It's the Virtual Investor's Guide. But I'm done plugging. Let's get right into it. I've got 5 pro tips for the wholesalers today. These are kind of common mistakes or things that are lacking in the wholesale businesses that come to us to bring us deals that I see and go, why don't you do this? How have you not overcome this? Or if you did, you just have an easier time, you'd waste less time, you'd get more good deals, and you'd make more money. So write them down. These are all good ones. They're in no particular order today. I didn't spend enough time organizing them. I don't think they actually need to go in order. So just look at all of them, big picture view. The first one is, number 1, invest in your buyers list. Wholesalers spend so much time figuring out how to market, how to get more properties. Well, guess what? Buyers make the deal when you're reselling them, right? So you're gonna wanna do a couple things with your buyers list. The first thing you wanna invest in is getting more of them. Now look, I didn't always have this platform, right? So before we had big virality on social media, we had a really simple socials page with some just sold images with an address, or not an address, but a picture, a sale price, and a rent. And we just paid for ads to push them out to people who are interested in real estate investing. And that's how we got buyers. It wasn't as good as this, but it worked. It made our business better and grew us to the point that we could afford to invest in this platform, right? So that's one way to do it. I used to mail postcards to people that were active buyers in markets. People use Facebook groups actively these days. Getting a bigger buyers list, spending time every day adding to your buyers list and making sure they're compiled and organized in some sort of database is extremely important. Now, the next thing you want to do to invest in your buyers list is you want to have a sales process. So you're adding more, but what do you do once they come in? Do you have an intro email with clear next steps or an outreach text? Or do you just call every single one because you don't have that many, right? How do you push them through a funnel? How do you follow up and stay in touch with them? How do you get them to give you responses on the deals that you send out? Because when you do get them to talk to you often, especially about the properties that you're offering them and showing them, you get probably the most important extraction or component of your reward from your buyers list, and that is understanding exactly what they want. So that's, I guess, this invest in your buyers list thing has 3 subcomponents, right? You want more of them, you want a sales process or a nurture process, and then you want to invest in understanding what they want. Because when you know exactly what they want, demand dictates supply. You can be much more efficient and go out and say, I'm going to look for stuff that I know will sell and I know what price it'll sell at. And that helps you focus on things that only convert, or only focus on things that are highly likely to convert and put money in your pocket. All right, so invest in your buyers list. The second thing you're going to want to do, a lot of wholesalers don't do a good job at this, is the product that you target. They just target everything that has long-term ownership, or everything that's absentee. They pull a big number or a big list of all the phone numbers of absentee owned properties in the whole county, and they just get on a cold call dialer and just work through the whole thing, or just mail all of them. It's a giant waste. You want to make sure you want to target product that converts. And I've hit on this topic a bunch of times in previous free classes recently, so I'll be quick about it. But folks, B and C class properties convert. B minus and C plus and C, really D properties convert, but they're usually shitty deals. They're hard to sell. A lot of things go wrong. So like a lot of them come into your pipeline, but they don't really turn into anything afterwards. B and C class, B minus, C plus, B minus, C plus. That's been our bread and butter. It's the stuff that converts on the front end. It actually gets into your pipeline. People call you often. You're more likely to get a good price on that kind of stuff. And then you still have a chance of finding it in decent condition, and it's a decent product that your buyers will actually want on the back end, right? D class and A class, they don't convert. D class comes in, but on the back end, deals burn really often. A class doesn't come in, or if it comes in, it's never at an asking price that you're looking for. You can't find spread in it, right? Markets that are in a state of flux convert, usually from low to high. If someone's owned a property for 15 years, the market was a shit bucket 15 years ago, and it's gotten a better rap lately, things have improved, well, that seller may still see it as it was 10 years ago or 7 years ago, right? So markets that are in a state of positive flux that were stigmatized before but are overcoming it now, they convert. Markets that don't have so much saturation convert. Not a lot of other people mailing and cold calling and texting all these people. Then you have a higher rate of conversion, right? What markets are those? Probably the secondary ones. That's a good chance, right? Or certain pockets or distant suburbs of major markets. So you're going to want to play in markets that convert. You're going to want to chase a product that is more likely to convert. That's number 2. Number 3 is more information. What do I mean? A lot of so let's make it real clear here. Most wholesalers are amateurs, right? Or else they would have evolved into kind of a more sophisticated model. And the goal is to be able to get to that point. And a lot of wholesalers look like amateurs because they don't get enough information about their properties, and they don't get the prices and the respect that they deserve, or that they hope to deserve one day from their buyers. A lot of them get an asking price from a seller, tack on their fee to it, 5, 10, whatever it might be. Then they get a couple pictures or no pictures, a Google Street View image, and some very general, like, hey, it's in okay condition, here's some pics, and it's renting for $900 a month. And that's it. You just give it to your investors and see what they think, right? And tell them, come see it. I'll have a walkthrough date scheduled for everyone to come see it. Well, you're not going to get a lot of people to come see it if there isn't enough information for people to make a clear purchase decision on the front end, because the investors have probably gotten smart, many of them at least. So you're losing a lot of the ones that go, I don't waste my time if I don't already think this is going to be a deal. So there's really 2 levels at which more information are screwing you, or lack of information on the properties that you get are screwing you. Number 1 is, it's your buyer's time, right? You're going to lose out on so many quality buyers because they don't have enough information to actually understand that a good deal is a good deal or a bad's a bad. So they're just going to dismiss you altogether, and you'll lose that engagement with them as well. So long term, you're not getting them back. You won't get them to come look at your good deals because they've already kind of said, you know what, this isn't worth my time and effort. And then it's your time too. This is the most important thing. I tell our sales reps this all the time. I go, hey, if you don't dig in and figure out exactly what's going on with that roof, those under-rented units, figuring out how long those tenants have been in those under-rented units, exactly the condition it's going to be, all on the front end, then we're just going to figure it out the hard way later, and we're going to end up burning the deal after spending money, after spending more time, after wasting our buyer's time, possibly, whatever it might be. So when you get more information up front, you as the wholesaler can say no much sooner in the sales process. It's called qualification, and therefore you'll have more time to go back and find good shit that you're going to say yes to. That's the goal, is getting to know as quickly as possible with disqualified opportunities. So find a way to get there sooner. And that leads us kind of in, these do pair together well. Tip number 4 is stop visiting every property. This is something that out-of-state investors can't do, so they're forced, if they end up doing well, to find out a way to be more efficient. The locals run into this trap of spending all day going and checking out properties when you could have often found out based on, like we just look for rents, general condition description, and then an asking price, and we already know if it's a deal at that point, and if it could be a deal at that point. Now, if it could be, then we could dig in and get some much more detailed condition information over the phone. And then we have properties where we go, okay, let's go inspect it. And we do find out sometimes during the inspection whether it's, marginal one way or the other, right? But we're able to qualify so much earlier by not visiting properties, getting all the information you can out of a property owner, virtually is it's a thing now, right? You can go through so many more opportunities per day if you stop visiting properties. Our sales reps manage pipelines of like 1,000 sellers at once that they're actively working, calling, building relationships with, getting more information, pushing them through the funnel. And our inspection burn rate's like 1 in 4, which is not all that bad considering how many properties we're able to get through per individual person. One sales rep closes 20 flips per quarter here, right? That's a sales rep hitting quota. Our sales reps do hit quota, and it's because we don't waste the time visiting the properties. They're not flying out, or if we were local, they wouldn't be going out all day. They're making phone calls all day. That's the goal, is to get to the next person. And then pro tip number 5 is passing on pipeline cloggers. Now, I'll tell you what I mean by this. A lot of the folks trying to make a deal happen, right? And there's a lot of desperation out in the wholesale biz. They'll go talk to 10 people who all have asking prices, and they'll get 6 of them an offer, 5 of them an offer, just because they got someone who's willing to sign a contract at the wrong price for a property they don't know enough about. That's probably the wrong product, and they'll put all 5 or 6 of those up on Facebook groups, send them to their buyer list, put them on investorlift.com, whatever, try to market to sell these things, right? And they're going to spend all these effort trying to sell these properties, but none of them actually end up getting a signed contract with a buyer. They end up just burning. They go, fuck it, whatever. I'll put 10 deals out, and if only one of them actually closes, that's fine by me. Those other 9 are preventing you from getting to another one of those one good deals that actually closes, right? So please, the biggest mistake we see wholesalers make is they get into contract on a property at the wrong price in the first place. So we actually have to hit them lower than they have it with their seller. But it's not that our offer is so low because we need to make a ton of money. There are other buyers who are even lower than we are, right? So if they had been able to recognize that that price is not going to sell in the first place, they would have avoided that deal, or just hit the seller with the right offer and then said, okay, you know what? I'm all out of sellers. I don't have anyone that's going to take my right offer. Fine, go back to the drawing board and hit some more deals on marketing. Go earlier into your funnel and figure out, how can I just fill this stage with stuff that'll actually make it through, instead of saying, let me just desperately try to squeeze out a couple bucks from what I've got, right? That's not realistic. That's not actually going to end up closing or converting or making a profit. So that's all 5. I'm going to go over it one more time. The first thing is, wholesalers, invest in your buyers list. The second thing is, focus on a product that inherently converts. The third thing is, get more information out of these properties before you go out there and offer it to your investors or even waste your time on it. The fourth thing is, stop visiting every property. Try to do what I call a virtual inspection and make sure it's a deal or likely to be a deal before you even invest in a visit or an inspection of the property. And the fifth thing is, pass on pipeline cloggers. The things that are willing to sign are not the things that make you money each time, right? So say no to those and create more time for yourself to go and find more quality that actually is going to convert and be profitable. That's it, y'all. And hey, if you are a wholesaler, we want to work with you. We work with a bunch of wholesalers already. We probably close on a couple deals a week that come to us from wholesalers. Go ahead and get on our investor or our affiliate list. It's on our website, InvestwithACE.com/sell, or just go to InvestwithACE.com and click the sell button, or go to our link in bio. Put your info in there. We'll buy your deals, and we pay pretty competitive prices too. We often outbid wholesalers' other offers, and we're a real sure closer too, and it's always all cash. So hit us up. We want to do more deals with you. Hopefully these tips helped. Have a great weekend, y'all.